Libra.
Hello Libra, this is your astrological forecast for April 2016, and the window that is shining strongly for you here this month is all about relationships. It's the focus you will have on your significant other, which is that 7th house. We have the sun, we got the new moon, we got Mercury, we got Uranus here. So that means that you're going to allow more time to be focused on your partner and vice versa. The interaction will be quite not just dynamic, it is, because both the sun and the new moon here, they're in that sign of Aries, which is not just an entrepreneurial sign, but it's wanting challenges. It wants that dynamic energy to take place. So you might just be cooking up a storm of the things that you would like to do. You may not be able to fulfill all of that here in April, but you can put down some roots, some dreams together of what you want to do later on here in the coming months into summer. But it's definitely a time to catch up with each other and focus more energy on one another. We have the new moon here as well, and the new moon is where we put our intentions. And since we're talking about the 7th house, that intention should be, this feels so good this month to have this extra interaction, this more, should I say, shared time together. Then this is what I would try to implement more each and every month onwards, because it's a full year before the new moon will illuminate this area and give you that extra oomph, right? So we like that. And you will also come to see how your partner is going to be interacting more with you too this month. We have Venus, which is in the sign of Pisces. Now, it was cruising through Pisces all of that of March. And Pisces is very romantic, okay? So it's really set that stage for the feelings that you're going to be holding here in April. And along with that solar eclipse you had last month also in Pisces, all of this is really opening up the channel of your heart chakra. And so, of course, this is now going to flow. So make the most out of that first week while Venus is still here. But then it's going to go into your 7th house, and you'll have more of that relationship area. So I'm feeling this is a month for you to really interact and have a beautiful month. Mars this month is in the sign of Sagittarius. It moved through that of Scorpio here for a longer period. And here, Mars is happy because it feels at home in the fieriness of Sagittarius. It's really putting now new goals on the horizon. Sagittarius loves to be in motion, and so does Mars. So this month here in the 3rd house for communication, short distance travel, you'll just feel that you're going to be longing to be out and about that much more with short trips. But since it's also the area of communication here, Libra, you might find yourself now communicating more, or say if you have presentations to make or interviews, that kind of thing, well, Mars is going to be right behind you and supercharge you to make sure that you're going to be shooting those goals exactly where they need to be. The full moon will be in your 2nd house for your income this month, and the full moon won't be before the 22nd. But that is the illumination of this whole area where you're trying to look at your income, what you're making, what more you would like to be making, what changes need to be done. But it's also a harvest time of the intentions that you put in there last month could now come up to the forefront on the 22nd, and then of course the full moon will be there for a couple of days. So you will see 22nd, 23rd being a good time to check out your finances. So let's start top of the month. We have the sun, which is the essence of you, coming together in a beautiful, harmonious trine to Saturn. Saturn being our life lessons, our purposes, our mission. It's what we master or what we're trying to master. And since Saturn is moving through your 3rd house, you're really looking at your communication skills. How well are you doing? What have you been doing? How has this area been growing for you? Well, Saturn is retrograde, but the sun is coming in here with a beautiful trine, so that should give you some insight, some feedback of good kudos that you're doing a great job. This could be also something now coming to you from a partner, whether that is your significant other, but it could also be a partner in the work field, the work area. On the 7th, the new moon in this area of relationships, we mentioned that. On the 9th, we have the sun. This is you now receiving a conjunction from Uranus. Uranus, as we know, is always full of surprises. We never know what it's going to bring. Conjunctions normally, though, are good, but it can really bring something out of the blue, and this would then be within the area of partnerships. On the 12th, circle that on your calendar. This is the time of the month here to have a really nice date night. Venus and Mars, they're harmonious, and so Venus here now in your 7th house, Mars there in the 3rd house. You might just go for a nice drive, or it could be a road trip if you so do. Mars wants to get out and about, would be perfect to do so here at this time, if that is possible, but definitely a time where you can feel that your emotions are running very smoothly and very happy and enthusiastic as well. Between the 14th and 19th, we have several now aspects that are really beautiful. We have that Venus-Mars trine, but then Mercury is going to bring news from Jupiter, also in a trine. When I say trine, that's a 120 degrees angle, which is a perfect alignment between planets, and Mercury will communicate great news from Jupiter, being something of generosity or abundance or just good luck. And that Jupiter being in your 12th house and Mercury here in your now 8th house, it could be money related perhaps, especially because Jupiter could also rule money. On the 17th, more news coming in, now this time from Pluto, which has to do with your home area. It could be your foundations there as far as real estate and property, could be parents. Now, since Mercury brought news from the 8th house, if you're looking to refinance, this could be the time where you could actually achieve a very good interest rate or get some great news that the loan was approved. For example, that's the 8th house, 4th house. 12th house is where Jupiter is kind of working for you behind the scenes. Then we have Mercury and Pluto. Also on the 17th, Pluto has to do with transformation. That is that 4th house. So I'm feeling that whatever it is you're doing here, it could be upgrades or things that you want to arrange at home. It could be interaction with your parents. Whatever the case may be individually for you, because I don't have your private chart here, but it should also be something that you could, for a long term actually, lay down a foundation of beautiful, good transformation for you. On the 18th, Venus, money or love, coming in here with a trine to Saturn. And so Venus being here now in your 7th house, Saturn in that 3rd house, this is time for you where you will feel that something is coming in a committed form. Saturn likes to commit. Venus is up there in the 7th house. So an agreement or an arrangement between you and your partner, whether that is your committed other, your spouse, or somebody you work with very closely, you will feel that this is all so coming in and wrapping things up. So you can see there from the 12th to the 18th, it's like this, boom, 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 great news. On the 19th, Venus and Pluto may not see eye to eye. This could be a day where something might come up, and I feel it either has to do with love or it could be with money, which is Venus squaring off on Pluto. So if you're not really now figuring out how this is going to work, it's a home related, a family related, or a relationship related issue. Give it a couple of days. Then I'm seeing that the very same Venus will get some help from Uranus on the 22nd. Uranus might just come and give you the clue where things could just turn around. So there might be a couple of days there with a little bit perhaps tension. But the 22nd is also the day where the moon is going to be full, and it has to do with your second house for money and income. And if the issue was about money, well, then you can see how this will come in to a certain sense of completion. So that will work out for you, Libra. We always have to have something to work with throughout any given month. And for you, it will be this month here in April. But we have a couple of retrogrades taking place this month. Now, we know that Jupiter is retrograde to May 10th, but we have Mercury is going to retrograde here by the end of the month on the 29th. Will linger for 3 to 3.5 weeks. Mars is going to retrograde on April 18th straight through to June 29th. And then also we have Pluto, which is going to retrograde the 19th through September 26th. So this is going to slow us down a little bit, but not putting things to a halt. Retrogrades are nice. They're good to us. They're working for our higher good in the long run. So even if things slow down, it's only so the universe is giving you a chance to look over details, because when everything is direct, we're kind of like this, right? We're not really paying too much attention to details, which is really important. So this is a time where we're going to operate a little bit slower, get our things together, wrap things up, like when Mars goes back into your second house of income, it will give you an extended stay there to kind of perfect that to the level of what you're happy with, so that when it goes direct again after June 29th, well, then you're set for the next 2 years, as it takes 2 years for Mars to go around the chart once, right? So if you haven't listened, or should I say re-listened to that of March, it's always smart to do it at the end of the month before we listen to the new month, because if you were listening here to March already on the February side, and here you are now preparing to listen to April, some of that might have fell along the roadside. So it's always just that much more interesting to listen to a reading in the aftermath, as right before we start off on the new month, because then we can see how it ties together. That's up to you. But listen here, Libra, I will see you next month. Enjoy your month of April. Bye now.